Have you ever noticed how some people can just live their life without thinking too much, while your brain seems to turn every small moment into a full investigation? You say one sentence during a conversation, and hours later you're still thinking about it. Why did I say that like that? Did they think I sounded weird? Maybe I should have said something else. And suddenly it's 2 in the morning, and your brain is replaying the same 5 seconds from earlier today like it's the final scene of a dramatic movie. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. A lot of people struggle with overthinking. And the strange thing is that overthinking often happens to people who are actually very thoughtful, very aware, and sometimes even very intelligent. Your brain is constantly analyzing things. It tries to understand people. It tries to read between the lines. It tries to predict what might happen next. And while that ability can sometimes be useful, it can also become exhausting. Because when your mind never slows down, life can start to feel like you're living inside your head instead of actually living in the real world. The funny thing is that overthinking usually starts with something incredibly small. Maybe someone sends you a short reply to a message. Just, okay, that's it. Now a normal brain might read that and move on with their day. But an overthinking brain immediately starts asking questions. Why just okay? Did they sound annoyed? Did I say something wrong? Maybe they're upset with me. Maybe I should apologize. Maybe they secretly don't like me anymore. Suddenly, your brain has turned a single word into a full psychological mystery. And the worst part is that the brain believes it's doing something helpful. It feels like you're trying to solve a problem. You're analyzing the situation. You're reviewing the details. You're looking for the right explanation. But most of the time, there isn't actually a problem to solve. Your brain's simply searching for certainty in situations where certainty doesn't exist. And because it can't find a clear answer, it keeps thinking, and thinking, and thinking. Overthinking is often connected to something deeper than just having a busy mind. It's usually connected to fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of making the wrong decision. Fear of embarrassing yourself. Fear of being rejected. Your brain's trying to protect you from those things. So it analyzes everything in advance, hoping that if it studies every possible outcome, it can prevent something bad from happening. But in reality, that strategy rarely works. Because life doesn't give us perfect information. We never know exactly what other people are thinking. We never know exactly how things will turn out. And when your brain demands certainty before moving forward, you end up feeling stuck. Instead of making decisions, you analyze them. Instead of enjoying moments, you evaluate them. Instead of relaxing, your mind keeps scanning for possible problems. It's like having a security guard in your brain who never goes home after work. The lights are always on. The cameras are always running. Every tiny detail gets examined. And after a while, that constant mental activity becomes exhausting. But here's something important that many overthinkers eventually realize. Most people are not analyzing you the way you analyze yourself. In fact, most people are far too busy worrying about their own lives. The same way you're sitting there wondering if you said something awkward earlier today, someone else is probably wondering if they said something awkward earlier today too. Everyone is trapped inside their own thoughts. And because of that, many of the things we worry about barely exist outside our imagination. Think about the last time someone said something slightly awkward in a conversation with you. You probably noticed it for about 2 seconds. And then you moved on. You didn't go home and analyze their sentence structure. You didn't replay the moment 20 times. You didn't question their entire personality. You simply forgot about it. But when it happens to us, our brain treats it like a major event. That's the strange double standard we often apply to ourselves. We give other people permission to be human, but we expect ourselves to be perfect. And when perfection isn't possible, the brain starts searching for mistakes. Overthinking can also become addictive in a strange way, because it feels productive. When you're thinking deeply about something, it feels like you're doing work. It feels like you're being responsible. It feels like you're solving something important. But a lot of overthinking is actually just mental repetition. Your brain keeps walking the same path again and again. Imagine pacing back and forth in the same room. You're moving. You're active. But you're not actually getting anywhere. That's what overthinking often looks like. A lot of mental movement without real progress. So what can someone do if they notice that their mind keeps getting stuck in these loops? One helpful step is learning to recognize the difference between useful thinking and anxious thinking. Useful thinking helps you solve a problem. It leads to decisions. It leads to action. Anxious thinking usually repeats the same thought without creating any solution. It keeps asking the same question in slightly different ways. And when you notice that happening, sometimes the best thing you can do is not think more. Sometimes the best thing you can do is change your environment. Stand up. Take a walk. Go outside. Talk to someone. Do something physical that interrupts the pattern. Because the brain struggles to maintain the same thought loop when your surroundings change. Movement breaks the cycle. Another important thing to remember is that a mind that tends to overthink is not a broken mind. In many ways, it's simply a very active mind. People who think deeply often notice details that others miss. They can be very observant, very reflective, very creative. Those qualities can become strengths when they are balanced with action and self-compassion. The goal isn't to stop thinking completely. That would be impossible. The goal is learning when thinking is useful and when it's just your mind spinning in circles. Because life doesn't happen inside endless analysis. Life happens when we participate in it, when we take risks, when we speak even if the sentence isn't perfect, when we make decisions even if the outcome isn't guaranteed. And sometimes the most peaceful moment you can give your mind is the simple realization that not every thought needs to be solved. Some thoughts can simply pass by, like clouds in the sky. You notice them, and then you let them move on. If you made it this far into the video, chances are you're someone who spends a lot of time thinking about things deeply. And there's nothing wrong with that. Deep thinkers often understand the world in ways that others don't. Just remember that your mind should be a tool that helps you experience life, not a place where life gets stuck. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel for more psychology videos that help you understand yourself a little better. And if you've ever caught yourself overthinking something at 2 in the morning, you're definitely not the only one. Thanks for watching.